dust of the veldt where the wind does moan. We've carved out a life in the soil and stone. They call us names, but we stand up tall. For faith and family, we've weathered it all. Raise the flag high, let the colors fly. With our hands we've built under God's own sky. No insult can break what's forged in our soul. Africa and her heart steadfast and whole. They say we're dogs, they say we're small, but we've built empires and answered the call. With the earth in our palms and the sun on our backs, we march to the rhythm of unbroken tracks. Through the storms and strife we hold the line. The roots run deep like the old oak spine. Pride in our spirit, love in our veins. The faith of our fathers forever remains. Raise the flag high, let the colors fly. With our hands we've built under God's own sky. No insult can break what's forged in our soul. Africa and her heart steadfast and whole. Through the years and miles we've walked this road, bearing the burdens, carrying the load. But the light of our fire, it will never fade. For the strength of our people will never be swayed.
Down by the lot near the old cafe where the sun fries cars all night and day, there's a wild crew doing what they do. Yeah, you know them, the parking lot crew. Refugees with moves so tight, waving cars in left and right. 10 ways to say, yo, park that straight. 12 for bro, you're 20 late. Neanderthals in safety vests, snack in hand, but doing their best. One grunted loud, broke out in a jig. Turns out he just wants a parking gig. Canines bark like they run the block. Chased a drone, downbeat the clock. One gave change with a tail wag spin. That dog's got tips and a toothy grin. Who you gonna call when the lot gets loud? Parking cones up and they're drawing a crowd. Whistles blow and the scooters fly. It's a parking crew and they're riding high. From the streets of town to the lot bazaar, they'll guard your ride like a superstar. Yeah, from Josie streets to America, it's the funky, fearless parking lot crew. Car guard shout near the garbage bin. Who parks skill? You let them in. They blow their whistles in perfect time, like a backup band with a traffic sign. Then here comes Wyatt, the colonel boss. Duct tape boots and a look that's sauce. Rides a scooter with flashing beams, salutes pigeons, yells at ice cream. Men, dogs, apes form a line. No dents, no scrapes, no overtime. If they park like chaos, made a plan. Fight them twice and be the man. Who's got the beat in a vested hat? Parking legends funky like that. Guard your eye with soul and flair, and a hi-fi breeze in the summer air. From this lie here to America, it's the wild, proud parking lot crew.
Hey folks, welcome back to the program. Excuse me. What a tough day. What a tough day. What a very disappointing day. Springboks utterly collapsed today. Very disappointing. Had a heck of a game with the Cheetahs and Province in the end. Cheetahs won it, but it was a heck of a game. But the Springboks game was just a total disaster. In 17, 19 minutes, they were winning 22-0, never scored again. Gave up 6 unanswered tries, and the All Blacks almost lost to Pumas. The score won't reflect that, but it was close. And then, Pumas got a yellow card and it fell apart at the end. So, yeah. So, regarding the title for tonight, tonight's Night Owls on a Saturday night, which I don't usually just use my night off, but since I'm flying tomorrow, I won't be able to do one tomorrow night, so I thought I'd do this now. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone read the comments that are on my latest video. So I was accused of just repeating the news. I don't do that. I don't repeat the news. In the case of that video, I reported that story and I analyzed it. I corrected errors in it. And I also gave explanations as to how the entire system works, which is not what the article did. So I expounded on it and expanded it much later. So that I was accused of. Also accused of being very egotistical and full of myself. That's interesting. I'm sorry. That's let me look at all my awards back here hanging on the wall. Yeah, they're just all up there. Yes, all my awards. Yeah, very egotistical, kind of full of myself, huh? Yeah. You see me sitting here wearing my rank. Oh, here we go. I'll put on my air assault wings. There you go. So there we go. So I'll be a little full of myself there. I wear my air assault wings on my shirt. Yeah. What else can I do to be full of myself here? Yeah. Anyway, what else? I was also told that I don't know anything about Afrikaners. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then I was told I may have visited South Africa, but I don't know what I'm talking about. And why am I reporting on South Africa from America? Why do journalists in South Africa report on America? Answer me that. Riddle me that, Batman. Why do journalists in South Africa report on America? What right do they have? Because they're journalists. What right do I have? Well, I'm a historian, a political scientist, an author, a commentator, and I'm someone that knows something about Africa. So, Yeah, no, the juvenile comments were pretty entertaining, to say the least. I made a video. Highest trees catch the most wind. You're right. So, would you guys like to see the video? I haven't edited. I haven't shown it to anybody. I loaded it on my computer because I was thinking about posting. Would you guys like to see it? I'd like to see it raw and uncut. I'd like to see it myself. You guys up for that? Anyway, show us. Okay, Chantel says show us. Anybody else? People are leaving. We have 58 people here. Now we only have 50. What's that all about? Okay. That's odd. Okay. Yep. Show us. Okay. So let me go to the desktop. Okay. Okay. So I recorded this earlier. I haven't edited. I haven't posted anything. Here we go. Hey folks, welcome back. Let me first say thank you very much to the people who responded to the recent video about the 40,000 cap, addressing the self-centered, self-loathing, disrespectful, rude trolls that are on here. The fake people claim they watch the program and, oh, I watch your program, that's why I unsubscribe, because you're so full of yourself, you're so arrogant. Really? Talk about it. It takes a lot of cheek to be disrespectful to someone like that as you're doing on social media. That's the arrogance. That's the cheek. If you don't like what you hear, then move on. Find someplace else to be. Didn't ask you to be here. Well, I don't need self-accusation to be chastised or harangued by some loser sitting behind their keyboard somewhere that wouldn't have the courage to come up and say that to someone's face. First off, little hate wankers run around going, oh, you just saying what the news says. You never break any stories. Hey, genius, I'm not a news bureau. I don't have 40,000 people working for me and billions of dollars behind me. I have broken several stories. In fact, even some on this refugee program that no one else knew about. For instance, confirmed a number of items. And as far as this guy's always changing his story, No, I don't change my story unless the information changes. When the facts change, you update them. When you have more information, you alter your analysis if it's necessary. You don't dig your heels in and ignore the new facts. You don't do that. That's just not how things work. It's really amazing to me how many self-righteous, opinionated, arrogant asshats there are about all this stuff out there. It really just amazes me to no end. These people, do you have loved ones? Does someone love you? Because I can't imagine they do. Most people would find that sort of behavior quite annoying. I love the people that accuse me of having an ego. Really? Seriously. Where's that Mercedes 500 SLC in my driveway? Don't have one. Where's that 10,000 foot square house? Don't have one. I could have those things if I wanted. Where are all those I love me things on the wall behind me? Not a single one. Not one up there. You know what you're talking about. You're just an asshat. You're just being rude and disrespectful. If that makes you feel good, then I suppose that's how you get your jollies. But it's really pathetic. You're not helping the conversation. And as far as the people that can't handle the facts, if you don't like the fact that I reported that Afrikaners ethnically more German than they are anything else, well, I'm sorry if that crushes your worldview and the propaganda that you were fed growing up. You're the same people that when I mention Giselle and tell you that she's a Boermeisie 5 years ago, no, she's not. She's not a Boermeisie. Yes, she is. She's an Afrikaner. She grew up on a farm. That's a farm girl, Boermeisie. She didn't grow up in South Africa, so she's not a Boermeisie. Are you serious? You're the same clowns who continuously self-divide this community. And much like someone said on one of my comments, attacking that idiocy and refuting that idiocy, you're like the Refuting who simply divide people up into little groups. And to the outright racist, clear racist, who put a few comments in my videos, you're very sick people. If you dislike people because of their skin pigmentation, there's something wrong with you. You can dislike people because of their culture, but culture changes amongst skin pigmentation. For instance, my culture is one of respect and honor. Yours is one of hate, wanking, and disrespect. And we share the same skin color, ostensibly pink or white. So you see the difference there? Anyway, this provided for some mild entertainment. I don't have time to answer all these clowns. But I did want to thank the people who took the time to refute the nonsense. And the bottom line is this. This is the problem with social media and with a lot of shitheads in the world today. If they don't hear what they want to hear, they move on. I'm hearing things I don't want to hear from people, but that doesn't mean I drop them and disrespect them and move on. You know, adults can have disagreements, and they can do so as adults. As far as my ego, if you think I have an ego, then why are you watching my program? And besides, Trump has an ego. That doesn't bother you? Everybody has an ego. Don't be an ass. Anyway, it was entertaining seeing some of these comments. I'm sure there'll be more, and they'll probably be plenty for this one. But, you know, you always know it's a troll when they're like, well, I've been watching you, and they don't know anything about you, you know. The cheek. And also, someone else was polite, and they said, you know, it's not that we're panicking. Listen, my friend, it is that you're panicking. You're not the one receiving hundreds of emails and hundreds of WhatsApps every day from people freaking out over every little thing. I didn't make the video because I wanted to. For the hate wankers, they're like, oh, you're just reporting other people's news. You're dumb as a box of rocks. I didn't report the news. I refuted elements that were incorrect, and I analyzed what was done to explain it to people so it makes sense, because the news article wasn't complete. It didn't explain everything. And that's what an analyst does. And I guess that you're just not bright enough to figure that out. So anyway, there you have it, folks. What else can we say about this? It's the typical, usual nonsense. And it doesn't matter. You know, see, the thing is that when you're taking flack, you're over the target, you know? Anyway, if you don't like watch my videos, then don't watch them. But take your self-pleasuring hand permanently affixed to your member and go elsewhere. No one wants to hear your drivel and your hate. It's just garbage. If you don't like the fact that many Afrikaners have African blood in them, well, then you're just got your head in the sand. You honestly think that hasn't happened over the past 350 years? You're not a very bright person. You don't know much about human relations, do you? Do you? You don't. You don't. Explain to me the skin pigmentation. It varies quite widely in Afrikaners. And if that hurts your feelings, too bad. It just means they're human beings, and human beings interact. Life is simple. Those are the dying embers of racism, and I suppose those sort of folks would be happy to go back to the old days. That's fine. Pull it off. Let's see how you do it. And also the insults about me having this, that, and the other. You know nothing about me other than what you fantasize in your world. Well, I'd suggest the people that behave like that, find a new hobby, you know? I'm sure there's plenty of people you can go drool after instead of wasting your time on my videos. Also, several of the comments that I saw that were rude and disrespectful, it's clearly obvious that the people either, one, are pretty stupid or they didn't watch the video. I had someone make a comment, why don't you explain this and the other? I did in the video that you clearly did not watch. Because you're just a bunch of hate-wanking racists that love to attack people. And yes, white people can be racist against white people, in case you're wondering. Again, I analyzed the program. I analyzed the news report. That's why. You pathetic losers that have problems with my analysis, and it's okay to disagree with me. That doesn't make a person a loser. You may be correct. That's fine. If you disagree with me, that's your prerogative, and that's your conclusion. And you're welcome to it. You're welcome to share it as well if you disagree and you think it's something else. But the people who can't handle the facts and become personal and start attacking, that's who I'm talking to. And you know who you are. You're busy right now with your hand wrapped around your member. Release it. Trust me, that blood flow will be good for your heart, it'll lower your blood pressure, and let you focus on something else other than your self-gratification. Ego. Yeah, okay. All right. Enough of that. Anyway, for the people who are adults, who are cogent, lucid people, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I even attack the music. You know, see, sorry, I'm not going to leave yet, because this is the ramblings, these clowns. These are the utterings of people who don't care about others. They're the little whiny bitter enders who sit in the background. Not the bitter enders from the Anglo Boer War. I'm talking about those. There's some honorable people there, but I'm talking about people who call themselves bitter enders now, who really just hate other people. And they don't care what your circumstances are, if you're suffering. Again, I have never encouraged anyone to come to the United States in this program. And I've also never discouraged anyone. And I've also been honest. We owe you nothing. The United States owes you nothing. Trump owes you nothing. He never gave you anything the first term. People got all excited. Nothing happened. Now things are happening. Guys are whining. Oh, what is this? That's 20,000. You know, pay attention to the video. The U.S. government sets a target, a cap, a maximum number of FTEs are willing to accept in a given year. The president recommends it, Congress votes on it, and they approve it or disapprove it. It's as simple as that. 40,000 is far in excess of the last year Trump was president. It was only 15,000, so it's 2.5 times that. And if you honestly thought that all those people were coming over here in 1 year that quickly, and for the people who are tired of this, you know what? I'm tired of you. Move on. Find something else to do. Go apply to Ireland. Go live in the Karoo. Move to Oranje. Move wherever makes you happy. Move to Namibia. But stop bitching and bellyaching about a gift that was handed to people. And if it's not enough, if you don't think you're going to get it, then move on. Find something better to do with your life. Because frankly, we're all tired of hearing you crying and you're whining. All right? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Just typical frickin' cockprodders. Always starting shit. Does it make you feel better? Does it? Does it really make you feel better? Starting shit, talking shit, being rude to people who accomplished more in 5 minutes than you'll ever accomplish your pathetic, sorry little life. Once again, I want to thank all the people who are being cogent and lucid people who commented on the video. Thank you for that. Not that I was looking at your comments, simply trying to explain to people what's going on. And as far as people saying we're not panicking, I'm sorry, my friend, you are panicking. Not you, but you know, you are not the only person. This self-centered approach to this whole thing, me, it's not enough. I don't get to go. I didn't get a comment. I didn't get, you know what? That's self-centered. Put yourself in the shoes of the people processing this. Put yourselves in the shoes of the people paying for this. Put yourselves in the shoes of the people responsible for ensuring that we don't have troublemakers come to America. And then for a moment, just sit back and think, wow, someone actually gave a crap. Someone did something. Despite immense political pressure, someone's doing something for the benefit of South Africans. And it's for South Africans. All right? So grow up. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Cheers. So, I didn't post that video. I thought some of y'all might like that. The Night Owls crowd might like that. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what you say or do. Somebody's going to take offense. And a lot of the offense isn't even genuine. It's just trolling. Flourishing Blanket says, ignore them by responding to negative comments, attacking you personally alienates potential subscribers. I don't really care if I alienate subscribers. I don't. I didn't care at 2,000. I don't care at 200,000. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to kiss for the camera. I'm going to tell people the truth. If they don't like the truth, that's not on me. I'm not going to be rude to them unless they're rude to me. But I'm not going to pander to people. That's ridiculous. I was accused of that by a South African content creator a few months ago. Oh, Chris tells the refugees what they want. No, I don't. I don't tell them what they want to hear. I tell them the truth. What is a bit disheartening, Karen? That's what I'm trying to say. What are people disheartened by? First off, from the very beginning, when people ask, can the Americans take us? I said we had the absorptive capacity, but we typically limit the number of refugees between 40 and 150,000 per year. But we've exceeded that cap before. I said so. I've said that from the beginning over and over again. So what are people disheartened about? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What are people disheartened about? Karen, are you disheartened by something? I'm asking. I'm curious. First off, those aren't the figures. That's what something who betrayed their oath to the U.S. Constitution told a journalist. Oh, Caroline, I get attacked all the time. But thank you. I appreciate your kind thought. I do. But it's just pathetic. I did say that, Elmarie. That's right, from the very beginning. And I've said it over and over again. That's why I find it so comical. People say, he changed his story. I don't change my story. When the information is updated or changed, like here's one. Okay, let me give you one right here. Okay, guys, ready for this one? Okay, so a certain, person attacked me and accused me of lying about birth certificates. First off, we've rehashed the story already. I didn't bring up the topic. Y'all did. South Africans brought up. They're telling us we have to have unabridged birth certificates. I'm like, what the hell is an unabridged birth certificate? I never heard of that before. That's what they said. So I looked into it. And you have to have birth certificate according to apply for naturalization. It's what it says in the USCIS handbook. It's what it says in the law. And I said, well, that must be what you need it for. And then we were told by others who went for interviews that they were told they'd have to have it once they get over here. So we tried, because people panic. I can't leave. They won't give it to me. And we said, well, you probably don't need to leave the country because it's not an exit document. The only reason we can think you would need it. And see, they don't go back and watch all these videos. They just make the lies about me. I said, the only reason we think you might need it is for naturalization because that's what the law says. There are exceptions. I mean, like I said, and I gave the example of Erica because it's a very poignant, clear example. Erica was born in Katanga in the Belgian Congo. She can't get a birth certificate. There's no Belgian Congo, not since 1960. And so she can't get that. And the DRC is not going to give her a birth certificate. So she'd have to have some other form of proof of her birth, a baptismal or something like that. I gave that example. And I said, in those rare circumstances, but all things being equal, you're coming from a country that isn't at war, a country that's not burning down. Artillery shells aren't destroying the city halls. So there's an expectation to make a good faith effort to get it. Recently, Professor G did a video analyzing law, talked to lawyers, and there's a loophole there. But the other lawyers he talked to said, all things being equal, you should make a good faith effort to get the birth certificate, which is what I said. I recently received a message from a refugee telling me that the Refugee Assistance Organization working with them said, these are the documents you need and you don't need a birth certificate. That's all fine and dandy, but I question that because how long is that Refugee Assistance Organization going to work with these people? Because you can't become naturalized until 5 years. We don't pay refugee organizations for 5 years. Nobody gets paid for 5 years. None of these, Church World Services, Episcopal Church, they don't get paid for 5 years to help refugees. So are they telling me, I'm asking a question, are they telling me that 5 years after you arrive and you apply for naturalization, they're going to come back and offer you free services? They may very well do that, but it seems strange. So again, all things being equal, I'm going to stick with you should get a birth certificate if you can get it. Make a good faith effort. Can't get one? Can't get one. All right? Makes sense? One person on your number 2 WhatsApp group is freaking out. No, that's not my group, Karen. You can't post in my WhatsApp groups. Or are you talking about the news group? A number of people in the chat tried to speak sense to them, and some got tired of their belly aching and were a bit short with them. Why do people keep on going down this BS diversity road? We get nothing from it. Wasted time. Who's going down what diversity road? What are you talking about, Buster? No one's talking about diversity. What planet are you on tonight? Where's that coming from? You're the one raising the topic. Nikki, sometimes when people are afraid or frustrated by circumstances, they need to hold someone else responsible. Yeah. Well, blaming someone's fine, but being disrespectful and rude. I mean, I didn't grow up in a world like that. I mean, I had a horrible childhood, but at least I learned manners. You respect your elders, and you sure as hell respect people in authority, and you sure as hell don't never disrespect pastors or political figures. Well, now that's out the window, but pastors, policemen, or officers in the military, you just don't do that. That's not something you do. Just not something you do. Which number 2? Let me look at my WhatsApp groups. Number 2. I don't know of anything called number 2. No, I do. Number 2, refugee chat. That is not my group. That is not my group. No. I'm listed as an admin, but it's not my group. I didn't create that group. Not my group. My refugee groups, you cannot comment. That way we don't have that problem. Buster B, I ask you again, what white people are talking about what diversity? What are you talking about? What diversity? Please. You asked the question, so I'm asking you a question. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry there. So what do we get from having black people in our society? What's the benefit? Which society, Buster? I assume you mean South Africa, because I can tell you the benefit of America. We got labor in the beginning, illicitly. We got labor. We got the invention of the robot. We got agricultural agronomy techniques. They're amazing. Got some fantastic music, some fantastic athletes, some great scientists, and some great astronomers. That's what we got from it. South Africa, you'll have to answer for yourself. Ghana, what do they get from having black people? Well, they get their population. Who's waiting for the DPP fight? Yeah, that's coming up 11 o'clock. What time is it? Later, a bit later. We sat a lot of people, both parents, in a short time. Did Esmari lose somebody? I didn't see that. Rainier says, don't worry about these people. Tell them to go join the Minister of Water and Sanitation. They're disappointed hearing that there may be a cap. Why are they disappointed? Did they not listen for the past 6 months? February 7th, March, April, May, June, July, August. It's been over 6 months that I've been telling people that, because people are constantly, how many can you take? We can absorb all of you all, but it's up to what the government brings in. And in a given year, it's usually 40 to 150,000 people. I've said that from the very beginning. Never pull any punches on that. It's 82 people per day at 30,000. If 30,000 South Africans come here in the next fiscal year, that's 82 people per day. 82 per day. That's more than are emigrating from South Africa. Some people do go through life with blinders on. They only see their own little story. The world's very small. They reach straws to be appear. Yeah, they appear to be intelligent. Don't worry, Colonel. These people are typical. I'm the only important person in life. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me. Still don't have my birth certificate. 4 months. Home Affairs told me I have to collect it in person once it's ready. I'm not allowed to send someone to collect it. That's bullshit. They should mail it to you. Of course, there's no postal service, so yeah. Well, hopefully they'll get their shit together before you leave if you're planning on coming over. Anyone that has something between their ears understands 100% what you're saying, Chris. They're always trying to find fault. Actually, yeah, they are showing their stupidity. Yeah, wish people. I think some people, because of the options of 3 months, 6 months. Well, they're stupid. Oh, did I hurt somebody's feelings? They're stupid. They're stupid. If they answer a question when you ask, when would you be able to leave? They assume that's a contract that they're leaving. They're not very bright people. And they should stay in South Africa. They should stay there. We don't need dumb people. We got enough of them here. We got plenty of dumb people here. In fact, we got one stupid Ed we got rid of already. We sent him back to South Africa. You know him. The pretend color guy, Trevor Noah. We sent him back to South Africa. We're working on Charlize Theron, but she's just got too much money. We can't get her out of here. Look at that. David Free got the email. Woohoo! Cool beans. Yeah, they should just stay. Get out of line. Get out of the queue. It's not for you. Ooh, I got a new song. Get out of the queue. It's not for you. Let's make a song. I'll send her to Brock Penn. Buster B says black and white folks should live in their own free and independent countries. Does that mean white people can never live in a black country and black people can never live in a white country? Is that what you're saying? I don't think that's what you're saying, but I'm asking. I'm asking for a friend, Buster. Okay, so get out of the queue. It's not for you. Let's make a song. Yeah, we're going to make a song because apparently they hate my songs too. They listen to them and all my songs are mean about South Africa. That's not true. That's not true. The car guards aren't mean. Okay, so get out of the queue. Out of the QUEUE. This ain't for you. Stay. Okay, got it. What style do I want? Okay. All right, let's see what happens. I'll go with the female vocals on this one. People complaining are those that expect everything to be handed. Yeah, and we don't want people like that. They have no drive and ambition. They're just snarky, whiny crybabies. But apparently I'm the one with the ego. But it's just me. They're like, I'm not watching your video. I unsubscribed. I actually lost 3 subscribers from that video today. I don't know how many I gained, how many I lost overall, but I lost at least 3 net. Because it would take a lot more than 2 states, Buster. It would take Western Cape, KZN, and the rest of South Africa. Okay, let's see how this sounds. Dreamy vibe.
Get out of the queue, this ain't for you. Your bitter bit spills while your mood turns blue. We're flying high, I'm stuck like glue. Ooh. Get out of the queue. Get out of the line. This train ain't stopping, no wasting time. Stay with your glue. We'll break through the night, chasing a bird to liberty's light.
I need some Amarula tonight. Little Amarula nights. Smooth.
Your sad face ain't the vibe we need, dragging us down like a broken creed. We're cutting ties while you recede. Ooh. Don't be such a deadbeat downer no more. We're kicking down chains, busting the door. Your shadow's heavy, but we'll still soar. Ooh. Get out of the queue. Get out of the line. This train ain't stopping, no wasting time. Stay with your gloom. We'll break through the night, chasing the birds to liberty's light.
All right, let's get out of the queue. We'll listen to the second verse in just a few minutes. Asmari, may I address you, Asmari? I don't want you to take offense. It's not cold. It's not mean language, but let me address you. If you let me address you for some advice, okay? All right, Asmari, may I give you some advice? I'm not going to do it unless you want it. Thank you, Richard Reeves. Appreciate that. Carol Ann, how's it going? Momo, Stella. Oh, look at all the ladies jumping in here, man. I think Phoenix is a lady too. Nia, Phoenix, Ingrid, Stella 4, Momo. Look at the ladies have the empathy, man. Guys, you got to admit it. It's a cultural thing. Women, they nurse, they care. It's natural instinct for women. Natural instinct for women. Men, not so much. A lot, but not always. All right. Ms. Mari, may I address you? You don't think South Africa's majority? I don't think South Africa, in general, is productive. South Africa is not a productive country in any sense of the imagination, and that extends across ethnicity and race. It extends across ethnicity and race. Ms. Mari, you still here? Are people leaving? Okay, Asmari. Okay, folks. So, Asmari, first off, my condolences on the loss of your mother. And, of course, your father passing recently, too. Please listen to me. It's not meant to be callous and cold, because it's not. I'm just telling you clinically, okay? It's easier for me to be clinical. But I can relate. My mother passed away after I went to see her. She was in hospice. And on her deathbed, for those who were here, know the story. On her deathbed, the night she died, just before she passed away, my sister called me and said, this is it. My mother was still lucid, but she couldn't talk because of the cancer. But she could think, she could nod her head, she could blink, and she could tear up. And I thank my mother for my life. Whatever mistakes my mother made in her life weren't germane. The night that she did what she did, and I was conceived, and the swimmer got there first, I'm grateful for that eternally, because I cherish my existence, the pains, the aches, the joys, the sadness. And your parents gave that to you. Whether they're good or bad parents isn't germane, but they gave that to you, your existence. Losing them is difficult, but now comes the clinical part, Asmari. You can't change that loss, okay? It's okay to be emotional when you go in. You just explain to them what happened. Your father passed away recently, your mother just passed away, and now this has come up. You're here to answer questions as best you can and tell your story. But just ask them, excuse you if you're emotional, because it's a difficult loss. What you have to focus on, Asmari, is what you want. I think you want to come to America. In some ways, that may be a bit easier now, with your parents gone. In some ways, it may be a bit more hard. I'm not sure, more difficult. But focus on your mission. Focus on your mission. Your mission, should you want to come here, is to relate your story, to articulate your situation, to explain yourself when asked. Be honest. It can be from the heart. They will be empathetic and understanding. They're not going to be cold and callous. There's nothing for them to be gained from that. And it will be Americans that interview when you go in person. So just try to compartmentalize as best you can. All right? Make sure you make some notes about the things that have happened to you or that you believe happened to you because of racial discrimination. It's okay to have notes. They may not let you take a phone in, but you can have notes on paper. All right? Make some bullet comments to help you focus, okay, when you get in that room. And that goes for everybody. All right? It's going to be okay. The sad part about this, each and every day, Mr. Rogers just died. Did you guys hear that Mr. Rogers is dead? Mr. Rogers died. It's Fred Rogers just died. Like yesterday or today. When did he die? Wait a second. He's been dead forever. Who just died? Not Mr. Rogers. Someone else died. Sorry, not Mr. Rogers. I misspoke. Another celebrity just died. It's unfortunately the nature of life. I look around and Tom Selleck is 80. I'm still coming to grips with Tom Selleck being 80 years old. Magnum P.I. is 80 years old. He won't live forever. He's still robust and strong and healthy and studly. And I'm just shaking my head. You know, Trump is 79. Doesn't look it, but he is. That's the sad part about life. We're here, we exist for a period of time on a continuum, and then we pass. Hopefully you have good memories of your parents. But focus on you, Esmari. There'll be time for grieving later. There'll be time for grieving later. At that time, block it out as best you can, okay? Now, I don't know how easy or hard that will be for you. But again, back to my situation. When my mother passed away, within an hour, 45 minutes later, I was doing a live broadcast that night, paying a tribute to my mom. The reason I mention that is that earlier tonight, as I'm deleting these thousands of emails, by the way, I had 419,000 email unread. I'm down to 12,700. And I'm still over the limit for my mailbox, so I'm going to have to delete my regular mail too. Tonight, I deleted all the academic years of the War College, my students' papers, their presentations, PowerPoint stuff. I deleted academic year 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. 5 years of academic stuff. Almost everything gone from my mail file, just deleted because I need the space. I'm still not down to 20 gigabytes. It's insane. But I've deleted 407,000 unread email messages, man. Anyway. Yeah, line in the sand. Time does seem to go faster. All right, Esmari, I hope you're still there, and I hope that's helpful advice. Okay? You don't have to listen to me. The trolls will say that I'm being arrogant offering you advice. But that's their problem, not mine. Your daughter has autoimmune. Huh. Why would it impact your application? It has no impact. We've covered this many, many times. People ask, I have cancer. Can I go? Yeah. Erica's in a wheelchair. She already was offered an interview and a date to depart, and she turned it down. She had to stay longer. She's got to sort some things out. I don't know if I was supposed to say that. But everybody knew it was her anyway because I said one of my moderators. Conrad, well, that's because I haven't been doing them on Saturdays. I need rest. But I'm not going to be able to broadcast tomorrow night. And I didn't do it last night because I was exhausted. I'm not going to be able to do it tomorrow because I'll be leaving on a jet plane. In fact, I'll be airborne when I'm supposed to be live. Yep, so I can't do it from the air. Not enough bandwidth. Plus, people would get mad on the plane if I'm talking. Carlos, yes, we're thinking alike. As far as documents, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. 100%. 100%. The whole birth certificate thing caught me by surprise. I'm like, why didn't the birth certificate come to America? And then we were told by people who've been interviewed, they were told they would need it for the naturalization. I looked it up. It's what the handbook says. It's what the law says. There are exceptions. And then I get attacked by people who don't know what they're talking about. I still get a kick out of people, YouTube content creators and Facebookers who try to put their CV, which has nothing on it, up against my experience. It's kind of funny. Yes, Kalahari, I didn't want to say that, but it may be a bit kinder. No, she's passed. She won't miss you when you're in the U.S. Yep, that's a good point. Buster's in Hungary next week's MotoGP. I haven't seen a single black person all weekend. Well, slide on over to Germany. You'll be inundated. Ingrid says, thank you for words of comfort as well. Reason and advice you've shared with this, Mari. Very kind, earnest person. Well, thank you for that, Ingrid. I try. Yeah, Steve Irwin. That was a shocker, man. Way too young. That stinger right in the chest. Oof. Oof, it was tough. We're all crying. Oh, my goodness. Caroline, no reason to cry. Guys, come on. No reason to cry. Don't delete my email. Chantel, I tried not to delete any email messages from people who weren't supposed to send me emails in my personal email account. And I think I've got 1,000 messages in there that I've saved that I haven't had time to address. I'll try to get to those while I'm on the road. Okay. The All Blacks games. The All Blacks won. They were ahead. The Pumas came back, got within a converted try. And, there was an All Black on the bench for a card. And then the Pumas let themselves down and they got beat handily. I think the All Blacks scored 2 or 3 times in the final 7 minutes. Ismari, thank you. I'll do just that. I'll keep you updated. All right, Ismari. It's not going to be easy. It's never easy. And I don't know your relationship with your mom or with your dad, if they were good or really tight. It's never easy. Yeah. Hopefully you have someone you can chat with, someone you can talk to, someone you can turn to. If you don't, I'm sure that, hanging out here, people can give you some camaraderie and none of the sisterhood of the traveling pants nonsense, but, that sort of thing. Was out east in the Kalahari the other day. The smell of August bushfires was in the air. Yeah, they're burning stuff. Why is Chantel smiling? Why are you smiling? Oh, because I delete the email. Yeah. No. Let me take a peek real quick and see where I'm at. It's crazy, man. I thought I'd have this done. I didn't think. I'd hoped I'd have it done in a week, but it's stretched on now. Friday. It's 2 weeks now that I've been deleting these messages because I can't spend all day doing it. This says 13,000, but it's 12,549 emails. Unread. That's not the total emails. Obviously got tons more. That's the unread ones I never got around to. So here's stuff from LinkedIn notifications, LinkedIn, veterans tickets, Sean McFate, New Humanitarian, Hilton Garden, New York Times Square, Scientific American, Thomas King. What else? Old Glory, Navy, Federal, Scientific Americans, Royals Hockey, and here's coordination for a conference. Just so many things. So there's 29 messages I can delete right there. Most of them I never read because I never saw them. So I focus on the ones that come from people that matter, and it just piles up. And you're probably saying, why don't you just delete them to begin with? Because they used to, if you deleted messages more than twice in a row, they would start putting all the crap in your spam folder, and all my mail went up in spam folder, so I couldn't do that. But now apparently they've adjusted the system. It doesn't happen that way, thank goodness. So I can delete messages without everything disappearing. Whoops. Undo. I see this thing is because it's a script running very poorly here. Anyway. Anyway, lots of mail. Lots of mail, guys. No email yet, okay? Say, hey, Phoenix is a lady. Yep. There's Marcel. I appreciate your words of support. We'll see you in America. Okay. Just make a new email. It's faster. What? Create a new email account? I've had that email for almost 30 years. I'm not getting rid of that email account. Yeah, almost 30 years. Do you know how many freaking, services I have and things I do? And, oh, my goodness. Not to mention, for 30 years, people that know me can reach out and find me. That's why I was going back to 2020. People writing to me I hadn't heard from in 10, 15 years. That's where I'm at. So I started with the mail now, and I've got a bunch of mail came in since the 1st August. So that's been piling up. There's a few thousand messages there that I got to delete that I haven't read. But since I started doing this 2 weeks ago, last night, I think it was 2 weeks ago last night, I've gone from 2025, I'm back to almost 2019. I'm in January of 2020, I think it is. So all the way back to the beginning of the COVID scam. Yeah, January 16th of 2020 is where I'm back to. Yeah, that's pretty wild, huh? That's quite a ways back. Quite a ways back. So that's a lot of mail. I can't even imagine I actually had that many messages, 419,000 unread. That means I probably had 700,000 messages in my mailbox. Or at least 500,000. Hungary doesn't have a refugee program for white South Africans or for any South Africans. A coup amongst the Cadres, huh? Well, I hadn't heard about that. That's news. Well, let's see if there's any breaking news here that we can talk about here very quickly. We're really dog crap. No excuses from Rossi as box crashed down. Yep. Yeah, we're dog crap. Yep. Yep. Springboks had one of their worst performances in the Rossi Erasmus era on Saturday as they went down 38-22. It was an uncharacteristic display from the double World Cup winners, leading to the mentor Erasmus saying we were dog shite. Springbok captain Siak Lees defended his team, saying they were not tired in the second half because of the altitude factor. Tale of two halves. They were brilliant in the first. No, they weren't brilliant at first. They were brilliant for 15, 20 minutes. Then it all fell apart. All fell apart. Conceded 33 points in the second half as Wallabies crossed the try line 5 times. Opening 20 minutes were probably the best Springbok display in the cycle building up to 2027. They played with high intensity, attacking with intent, as the forwards were showing off their ball handling skills and being physically brutal. They dominated every aspect of play. The kicking game, the scrums, there were only a couple scrums, the lineouts, the mauls, everything. Tries from Kurtley Arnsay, Peter Steph Dutoy, and Sia Khaleesi, along with 7 points off the boot of Monty Libbok, saw the Bucks to a 22-0 lead. Yep, but then it all fell apart. 22 up, you might lose a test match, but not by 20 points. It's very concerning. It's something we have to fix. They were good, but we made them better with our poor performance. We did the same against Italy, 27-3 up, and then we let them back in. Yeah, this is like watching Alistair Coetzee Springboks. That's what it's like watching, man. It's like watching Alistair Coetzee Springboks. When you lose a line out, you don't get the scrum penalty, and they steal the ball just before you get to the try line. That makes it difficult. Well, yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly, folks. Unbelievable. This one's for the record books. Australia will remember this victory forever. Every Australian life today that has any interest in rugby whatsoever will never forget today's majestic victory against the Springboks. The citizens were... I didn't see that, Linda. I didn't watch any of it. Mics were turned off as soon as they said anything that the government didn't want to hear. Yeah, exactly. Say, there you go. There you go. It's all a scam. Not surprised. I'm not surprised. All a scam. This dialogue is all bogus. Bogus, bogus, bogus. All right, so let's listen to the... you know what's fascinating about the insults and abuses? By the way, should I load that video up? So let's listen to the second version of that, okay? Get out of the queue. This line's not for you. All right, so get out of the queue. This ain't for you. Here's the second version.
Get out of the queue, this ain't for you. Your bitter beat spills while your mood turns blue. We're flying high, you're stuck like glue. Get out of the queue, get out of the line. This train ain't stopping, no wasting time. Stay with your gloom, we'll break through the night. Chasing that bird to liberty's Your sad face ain't the fight we need, dragging us down like a broken creed. We're cutting ties while you recede. Don't be such a Debbie Downer no more. We're kicking down chains, busting the door. Your shadow's heavy, but we'll still soar. Get out of the queue, get out of the line. This train ain't stopping.
Get out of the queue. I like the first one better myself. That was this one here. That one. I'm going to save that image. Get out of the queue. That was pretty good. Hopefully people get the message on that one. Who should get the message. Yeah, the Springboks were just terrible, man. They were just terrible. Have not seen Lorette in a while. I saw Lorette. Defense instruction, the players of the field did not or could not react to it. Yep, you're right. Somebody was attacking Jesse Creel, and in retrospect, I understand why. He missed that tackle, which led to a try. He didn't really make much in the way of contributions in that game. But Eben Etzebeth, who was poor in the last game, has really stepped up in this game. This song is so smooth it slides uphill. In pro sub, I expect a lot of flack. Yeah, we missed tackles left and right. Usually Springboks are known for defense, but they went to sleep. They went to sleep. They had such great success early, they went to sleep. I mean, how do you give up 38 unanswered points after leading by 22? It's a 50-point swing. 60-point swing. That's a 60-point swing. Pig Daddy, what's up? I don't know how to go, Carolyn. I mean, I don't know if I'm all that excited about going, you know. So, anyway. Kalahari likes the first one. Cool. Yeah, the defense was atrocious, guys. It was really, really bad. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. Well, the big Swapo Pubas, when Jesus Halawa croaked a few days ago, he ran the Bongo dungeons and paid to more Swapo than ever. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, Swapo. Another evil organization. Watched my interview with the Cape family. Which interview is that, Denise? Told them at the ones where I gave them pseudonyms and they weren't on the screen. I fly in the evening tomorrow, so I'll get enough rest. We're going to be here shortly. I'm going to go to bed here shortly. So I've already got a lot of stuff put together. So yeah, I charged my devices. I charged my power bank. I charged my earpiece. I charged my remote microphones already. Charged my backup phone. It's ready to go. I do need to take the SIM card out, though. Don't need that bad boy in there. So there you go. SIM card from South Africa sitting right there on the bottom. It's an MTN SIM card. Micro SIM from MTN. It's useless. It's the old one. It's already expired, so I might just throw it away. But man, look how yellow that gets. Nasty looking. Clear plastic. But look at my phone. It's still spotless. It's an A22. That's just a cheapy phone. It's a dual SIM. Dual SIM, baby. So that's what I use as a backup. Like, I don't usually buy SIM cards, but I'll probably buy some airtime and a SIM card for this one. So I got it as a backup in case I can't find Wi-Fi. I do it in South Africa and I did it in France, but we'll see if I do it there. Okay, I like the second one, more dance vibe. Check your title bidder, huh? Not bidder. Yes, they did not show their faces, or you kindly kept them protected. Yeah, no, they're the ones where they said, at home they had to put markers, stakes out, so the kids didn't go more than 100 meters either way because their lives are in jeopardy. Yep. Well, I plan on a lot of shorts, okay, guys? Shorts are easy. They're quick to load up. So I plan on giving you updates in shorts. I'm thinking, should I take my microphone and go to the games and ask people questions? I've been thinking about that. But then I need my tripod. I don't know if I can take my tripod into the stadium. So, you thought you were seeing Ghost? What do you mean you thought you were seeing Ghost? What does that mean, Kathy? Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah. 119 people here, 124 likes. We're doing well. Those that leave because of it, well, thank goodness we don't need those types in our community. They give us a bad name. Lynette says people need a wake-up call. Is in Texas thinks I'll hurt some feelings. Well, no matter what I do, I hurt feelings. I hurt feelings, yeah. So I could sit here and deliver rainbows every night, and I'd still have people that are angry. The world is full of angry people. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Not much I can do about that. Yeah, you like the way I did the short live stream stands before, but I have to be careful there's no music playing. That's the key thing. But I mean, if I have like my tripod, I've got a microphone. I could take it and hand it to people and just ask them, hey. So it's, but better than, I like that when you get the microphone and do it, but that's more stuff to carry. I can just take the little one and clip it on them. Just, here, put that on. Okay, now we're ready. The truth will hurt your feelings. Yeah, no kidding. You can't handle the truth. You think you're entitled to truth? I know I'm entitled to truth. You can't handle the truth. The truth is, I stand on a wall, on guard, on watch, while you, Caffey, sit back here, sipping your Mai Tais in comfort and luxury in Washington. We stand on that wall. We Marines. Did Drinkus win? Oh, yeah, Lynette. Jack Nicholson was brilliant. So was Kiefer Sutherland. And so was Kevin Bacon and Tom Cruise and even, what's her name? Bruce Willis's wife there. What's her name? I can't think of her name right now. That was just a great movie. And to think Rob Reiner did that movie. Of course, he didn't mind doing it because it made the Marines look bad. So, he didn't mind doing it. But it was well done. Fight starting now. Okay. Demi Moore, thank you. Yeah, it was a great movie. Great movie. Really enjoyed that movie. Yep. You know, one of my favorite actors is, and I've seen him in so many things. He's so good. So good. Lou Diamond Phillips. Really awesome actor. I love Longmire. What a great series. They won't meet in Moscow, I'll tell you that much. I'm thinking Berlin or Geneva, more like Berlin. Or as a possibility, you could do something like, Tallinn in Estonia. That would be a possibility. But Berlin seems the most logical choice. The Russians will be happy because they pummeled Berlin in the Second World War. That'll make them happy. The Germans will be happy because somebody will listen to them for once. And Trump will be happy because he'll get some schnitzel, man. Schnitzel. The Trumpster's getting some schnitzel and some Weizen. Is Arctic here? He'll get some Weizen. He'll get some Hefeweizen with cola. Schussbier. Lou Diamond Phillips was in. I wasn't talking about a movie, but I like him in movies. He was in. He also did this. Was it a werewolf or was it a science fiction show he did once too? I forget the name of that. Some lake show. It only lasted a short time. He's really good in it. But no, I was talking about Longmire. Oh, pork schnitzel. No. Schnitzel's only good. No, pork schnitzel's good. Yeah, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Yeah, pork schnitzel, yeah. But I prefer turkey schnitzel. Oh, they'll go left. They'll go crazy. Then they'll be, Trump cost us jobs. Nobody's working in the defense industry anymore. All their jobs are gone. Gus Jordan, I didn't just watch the game. I called the game. It was heartbreaking. Yep. Yeah, he's in tons of movies. Yeah. Oh yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips, and you don't realize he's so good. Lou Diamond Phillips, and he's the guy is multi-ethnic. Lou Diamond Phillips. Yeah. Let's see. He must be like 60 something now too. 63. Yeah. Born in Subic Bay. His mother was Filipino. His dad was American. Lou Diamond Phillips. Yep, he did the La Bamba movie. Yep. La Bamba, 1987. Yep. Let's see if we got a thing here. So he did, these are just the big ones. La Bamba and the Three Kings. He did Young Guns, Renegades, Young Guns 2. What else here? None of these are big names. Looking for big movies here. Fight Club, or Night Club, not Fight Club. Excuse me, that's not right here. These are mostly not big movies. Television. Okay. It doesn't show the one. He did the one where he was an NCO. That was, am I missing it here? That was, it was on the, it was about the Gulf War. It was after the Gulf War, a few years after that. Let me see. It must be about 96 or 97. That would have been Courage Under Fire. Yeah. Staff Sergeant John Monfries. Yeah. Courage Under Fire. That was that with Meg Ryan? Yeah. Yeah, Meg Ryan. Courage Under Fire. And Denzel Washington. Michael Moriarty. Matt Damon was in that? I didn't know Matt Damon. Bronson Pinchot was in that? Wow. Grossed $100 million. Yeah. Courage Under Fire. That's the one I was thinking of. So television, where he's had some big stuff in television. So he was in 24. And what else has he done here? Longmire main cast. Henry Standing Bear. Yep. Hawaii Five-0. The Ranch. There's so many things he's done. Yep. He's such a talented actor. Lou Diamond Phillips. Smooth. Turkey bacon and pastrami. That sounds interesting. A niche actor. I don't know about a niche actor. He's certainly he's played Asians. He's played bad boys. He's played good guys. He's played soldiers. He's played Native Americans. That's a role he plays really well. Young Guns. I've not seen Turkey Schnitzel. Oh gosh, Rakes. Turkey Schnitzel is the best ever. Best ever. Yep. Yeah, Kalahari. Lou Diamond Phillips has done a lot of movies, man. A lot of movies. But probably, arguably, my favorite role for him ever was he did that sci-fi thing. I don't even know what that thing was called. And Courage Under Fire was very good. Yeah, he was the bad guy in that. So as a Marine. So, yep, Meg Ryan. Back before she put her face under the knife. Gosh. Going to leave soon. Get Wild Bean coffee and watch the sunrise over the pond. Only cause it's a gated HNW Muslim community. Supernova? No, that wasn't it. You've never had turkey before? Oh my gosh, that's all I eat for the most part. I think a bit before my time, says Lynette. Oh gosh, you must be a young thing there. That movie came out in the 90s. If it's before your time, then you must be under 30. Oh my goodness. High net worth. What's high net worth? Oh, that's what HNW is. Okay, high net worth. Should have figured that out. I'm slow that way. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible. Yeah. It can be if it's cooked improperly, and I like the breast. But you can put gravy on it. It's pretty moist when you have gravy on it. When she was young, they want to alter. Yeah, no, she was. Nikki, she was so appealing when she was young. Now she's just ugh. Yeah, so such a shame. Such a shame. Such a shame. Yeah, you know, When Harry Met Sally was her big claim to fame, but I didn't. It was okay, but to me, her best movie was You've Got Mail. What a great movie, and it was the zeitgeist of the time too. You've Got Mail, and then Chappelle was in that, wasn't it? Chappelle. I think it was Chappelle was in that. You've Got Mail, with Tom Hanks. You've Got Mail. 1998 film. Yeah, it was Chappelle, yeah. Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, Parker Posey, Greg Kinnear, Heather Burns, and Dave Chappelle. Yep. Just a great movie. Nora Ephron, yep. Steve Zahn was in it. Yep. Great movie. So let's take a look at some. Tom Hanks must be like 65 or 70 now. Meg Ryan. Parker Posey was younger, so Jean Stapleton, she's passed on, I'm sure. She was in the bookstore with her. And then Greg Kinnear, let's see how old he is now, and see how old Chappelle is. Tom Hanks is 69. Meg Ryan is 63. She was born Margaret Mary Emily Ann Hyra. Okay. Parker Posey is 56. Jean Stapleton passed away in 2013 at the age of 90. Greg Kinnear is 62. And Dave Chappelle is 51. Wow. We all get old. or we get gone. You don't want to get gone. Oh, it was, wasn't it? I mean, Leslie, it's a chick flick, but it's a chick flick that dudes could like too. You've Got Mail, because Chappelle was kind of cutting edge as like his business partner, with the big box bookstores. It was so much of the zeitgeist at the time. It's what was happening. Small bookstores are being pushed out by the big things like Borders and Barnes and Noble, Books A Million. And now the only ones left are Books A Million and Barnes and Noble. I don't know how long they'll last. Borders is gone. Yep. Borders folded up 10, 15 years ago or so. Yep. It was just everything about the movie was great. Now, Sleepless in Seattle, that was her other one, right? Didn't she do Sleepless in Seattle? Or no, was that with her? Was she in? I think they did Sleepless in Seattle, right? That was Hanks again. 1993. Oh yeah, it was Meg Ryan. Yep. That was their first one together. Yep. Rita Wilson was in that. That's Meg. Isn't that Tom Hanks' wife? Rosie O'Donnell. Ugh. Sleepless in Seattle. Wow. Cost $21 million, made $228 million. 10-to-1 return. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You've Got Mail cost $65 million and made $250 million. Sleepless in Seattle. That was a clever one, Sleepless in Seattle. Ross Smellinger's Jonah. He is 41 now, the little boy from that movie. Little boy from Sleepless in Seattle is 41 now. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. Guy's done a lot of movies. Starting in 1990, Beverly Hills, 90210. He was, no, that's not TV, that's TV, but yeah, all the way up until 2006. Then he was done. Yeah, that's it. He's in an episode of Seinfeld. What was the Seinfeld episode? Huh. Yeah, anyway, wow. Rita Wilson. She is 68. Wow. Good gosh. Where does it go, folks? Where does it go? Where does it go? Sleepless in Seattle. Yeah, Jean Stapleton. 90 years old she lived to be. Wow. She had quite a storied career. She did a few films, but lots of TV. Of course, All in the Family is what she's most famous for. 205 episodes of All in the Family. Parker Posey. She's from Baltimore. Just like me. Anyway. All right. So 94% of people said I should air that video. The fundamental issue with the Buck defensive structure and the players on the field did not or could not. Oh, that's from earlier. Am I behind here? Yeah, that's okay. Love the music. Okay. All right, I'll go, guys. So you guys can go watch Dreekus. Good luck to Dreekus. Oh, Da Vinci Code's good too. All right, you guys enjoy the fight. Have a good morning, a good night wherever you're at. I'm gonna hit the rack, get some sleep because I've got a flight tomorrow. All righty, or today now. Thanks for being here, folks. Be sure to hit the like button. Appreciate your support. God bless and have a good night.